What a classic. I sat down, I was ready to go. I realized that I had not written up an announcement. So I went and I did that real quick, and now we're back. Now we're good to go. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a lovely start of your week. It's going pretty well for me. Had an interview yesterday. Already heard that I got declined, which is rapid, fast, very quick, very snappy. I appreciate that. Have another 2 interviews tomorrow. I was like, they asked for times I was available, and I was like, great. I'm available all day tomorrow, but not 9:30 and not 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I have calls at those times. And they were like, great, how about 9? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, okay, I can do that. Great, sure, yeah, 9, all right, yeah, all right. So, I get to get up. Technically, my 9:30 call is a 9:45 call, so I'm getting up 45 minutes earlier than I would have been tomorrow. So that's great. Who likes to do interviews so early in the morning, man? Not that 9 is like killer early, but come on, man, it's fine. Anyway, I did spend Sunday and yesterday getting the trailer for the campaign done. By done, I mean, really 90% of the work is done. I have to go back in and fiddle with the reverb I put on the voice, because I just wanted something so it wasn't dry. You know, I wanted a little bit on there. In the default DaVinci reverb, I described it earlier like, I don't know, like trying to listen to a TED Talk with speakers blaring in a box truck. It's so echoey no matter what you do. I just want like a little reflection, just the smallest little bit so it's not dry. And instead, the voices were coming around from everywhere. Loki, hello. This is so fast. It's such a fast raid. My alerts are still broken. That is not a thing I have worked on. But just pretend we're listening to the Persona 5 Never See It Come music. Loki, is delightful to have you. How are you doing? What were you up to on stream today? That's the wrong command. Raid is the wrong command. I'm already trying to get out of here. I am a little tired. I do have some stuff I want to talk to people about for like character stuff. So this might not be a super duper long stream. We might get our work done and go to bed. Not go to bed. That's funny. Close stream. Raid out. Not go to bed. Yeah. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for swinging on by. Fortnite. How'd that go? Hope they were good games. So today we'll probably get into it pretty quick. Especially without you know, my players are kicked out tonight. So Moto is not here to fill time with me. Got a lot of missions taken care of. Very nice. Very nice. Well done. Are there like quests for like Fortnite Battle Royale, or do they actually have like the Fortnite campaign in existence? Okay. Gotcha. Well done. Productive quest night is always nice. Yeah, so tonight, full plate for what I want to be like a maybe 3-hour stream. Gonna have to write notes on character introductions for 7 characters. Gonna want to do some story webbing for the characters and the different factions that are at play, the different people, the movers and shakers that are going to be important for the early part of this campaign and most of this campaign. Battle Royale story quests. Oh, I didn't know that. Quest, shoot people with gun. Can do. Not a problem. Those are the hardest quests for me in Tarkov, anyway. But straightforward, easy to wrap your head around the objective there. All right. Yeah. So character introductions. The good bad news on the character introductions is that not everyone has talked to me much about their characters. So So really we're doing about 3.5 character introductions tonight out of the 7. I think that's about right. I have a general idea. For a few of them. 2 of them I have very specific ideas. 2 of them I have an okay idea. A 5th I have no character information on, but I can still probably place him in the scene. And then the other 2, I need some deeds. I need to figure out what Connor's character's deal is, and I'm gonna figure out what I just want to talk to Rye about the mimic character and figure some stuff out there. But they said a kind of longer lingering on introductions in the first session sounded nice, kind of doing some like character vignettes, some character work. We're not like jumping right into anything. So we'll kind of like go around the table and introduce each character one by one and give them some stuff to do in this kind of starting city we're at. Kind of visit with them in the middle of their daily tasks before we throw any chaos at them. So so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Oopsies. I accidentally refreshed my Twitch stream. Not a problem. Gonna play a 20th level gelatinous cube. It is a monsters campaign where the tagline was Monsters Save the World. The title now is Monsters Against the Void, which is a bit mouthfully, but let's be honest, most people aren't, like, we're not gonna call it that most of the time. This is for titles and thumbnails, of which I have just a title card that I'm very happy with. I'm not gonna call it a banger, because that suggests competence, but like, I am very happy with what I've cobbled together for the title card here. I might make a full title card out of what I have. We'll see. Might be tricky. But I might give it a try. Not this week. Not this week. But I'm happy I have the trailer done, and you guys will see that before the campaign on Saturday. I'm excited to hit play on that. Yeah. So last week. Oh, I was gonna. Right, I forgot until I saw the Steam page for Balatro. My whole intro today was gonna be like, yeah, I've been very focused. I'm sorry for not hopping on stream on Sunday. I've been extremely focused on Balatro. I mean Pathfinder. Getting Pathfinder done. That was gonna be my whole opening spiel, and I forgot it. I always get like, I hit go live and then I go do other things. I change my shirt. I get water. You know. By the time I came back, I forgot my whole opening skit. Balatro is crap. I am alarmed, like, how much I can just sit down and play that game. It's very one more run-y. Like, if you're getting to the end, it's like a meaty thing. And if you get to, like, the middle, you're like, well, I could do better than that. I was just getting rolling. And yeah, it's very easy to hit start another run. And I'm like, I could regulate my time with this game, or I could just let myself burn out. I have over 50 hours in it. Yeah, I've got 25 in it, and I was shocked because I've only played it. I haven't turned it on that many days. I did leave it running in the background while I was playing another game a couple of times. So there's like an extra 8 hours on Balatro or something over the last week. But you know, still about 18 hours of Balatro in a week. Well, I was shocked. I was like, I didn't think this was the game I'd played the most this week. Found it on my vacation. It was a bad choice. It's, you know, it's a good game. It deserves time. I have so much, it's so easy for me to dump time into multiplayer games. You guys don't need to look at my intro video script. It's so embarrassing in text form. Let's turn the page. I can dump so much time into multiplayer games, so much time into like action RPGs. Play a lot of PoE, play a lot of WoW, play a lot of Final Fantasy 14. But for whatever reason, turn-based games, I just like I feel a little weird putting a ton of time into like a turn-based roguelike, and I don't know, there's something I end up feeling guilt that I don't feel in other games, and I don't understand. I don't understand it, but sure happens. Sure feels like a little, I don't know, it gnaws at me sometimes. Okay, so let's get to some character introductions. Let's session notes. Session 0, scratch. We're gonna make a new note under the session notes category. I don't need most of this templated preamble, but it's fine. It's fine that it's here. It's the sunk cost paradox. Yeah. Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, it doesn't bother me with lots of other games like it all. But like Civilization will get to me, Balatro will get to me. If I just like sit and play like Slay the Spire all day, it'll get to me. I should just like keep those roguelikes to one run. Did you see my suggestion for the campaign title? Monsters allied against immunities, ma'am, for short. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Monsters Against the Void, shortened to MAV, is all right. That has been deemed acceptable by a couple of people. Moto says it's too much of a mouthful. And I agree, but not enough that I'm going to sit here thinking of another title for a million years. The things that I like about it are that it tells you immediately what the campaign is about. The monsters part, like Moto was like, I like cutting off the monsters part, but Against the Void is just kind of boring. And I was like, yes, also, if a random person sees the title on YouTube, what's going to be more appealing on YouTube is a simpler title of something like Monsters Against the Void. It tells you immediately players are playing like monsters, and they're fighting against the void. It gives you kind of the flavor of the enemy, and it probably kind of suggests a more narrative thing, I would say, you know. So I don't know. I like Monsters Against the Void for the purposes of these will be on YouTube, and sometimes people will click on titles. I think it's a good title for that purpose. Yeah. So you can all be be all wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. That's pretty good. Okay. So yeah, I have a bunch of like lazy GM prep stuff in this. Also, I'm using earbuds today because my other headphones have been making my ears hurt. My left ear in particular is like very tender, and I don't get what the fuck. So I'm trying to give it a rest so I can wear them. So I can wear those headphones on like Saturday. So I'm trying to give my ears a rest until then, and we'll see. It's very distracting though. I can both hear myself too much and not enough with these earbuds. I need better earbuds. It's a long babble. I need to get to fucking work, man. I need to fucking work. Anyway. I can like hear too much of myself here, like just up, like I can hear my neck with these earbuds in, you know what I mean? It's like plugging up all the outside world, and like all of my nasal cavities are just the only thing I can hear. It's very distracting, very weird when I'm trying to do character voices and stuff. I was like recording lines for the intro video, and I had to take my headphones off every time I started recording because I was like, this is fucking with me, man. This is too much. So yeah. So can't wait to wear my other headphones again. I don't know why my ear's just been sore for like days. It's been sore, and I don't know. I do keep putting on the other pair of headphones to get on like work calls and stuff, and like short calls. I need to stop doing that and just bite the bullet and wear these fucking things. Okay. So all that aside, scenes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that a lot of this makes sense here. Yeah, let's see. So we've got the we have trying to get into the city. We already have Tirkan is stopped by this fucking dwarf. In Bill's backstory, he has mentioned a dwarf that is just not cool with minotaurs, just a dick to minotaurs. So he's gonna make an appearance right away. He's a guard in a dwarf city, and I was like, we're starting in a dwarf city. This guard dwarf is definitely coming up. Tirkan is traveling with Steris is with Tirkan. The dwarf is barely dwarf is ready to throw down with Tirkan. Let's shorten this. Dwarf is aggro with Tirkan. Doesn't look at Steris much. Afraid? Steris is a Medusa. Steris is a Stheno. So, like, the dwarf might be very happy to push around someone who's bigger than him. Might be eager to, but might be a bit superstitious and is like nervous to kind of piss off Steris, nervous to get into it with this weird snake-haired lady. That's a whole different situation than Big Minotaur. So there's that. Elsewhere? Excuse me. Isha with I don't remember Simo's character's name. I don't think I have a name for Simo's character yet. Stairs with Tirkan. The dwarf is aggro with Tirkan. Doesn't look at Stairs much afraid. Isha with Simo placeholder. Already gotten into the city. Reasonably well-known bard. Sphinx given some space, though not exactly warmly welcomed. A reasonably well-known bard. Yeah, we can. Probably Simo is also not extremely welcomed in this dwarven city. Man, starting in a dwarven city, we're gonna just I'm gonna give the impression that dwarves are racist as heck. I don't want to do that exactly, so maybe we'll jump to an inn. Maybe Isha and Simo already have an inn room. So notes. Oh, notes are kind of for session notes, but... Can you open the same note in 2 windows? You can! That's kind of pog. Okay, that's helpful for me, actually. Because I'll have one as, like, my... The notes I'm taking during the session, and I'll have one that's the notes ahead of the session, so... I'm gonna have to edit this template a bit, I think. Scenes, notes. I also don't like that these headers are very similarly sized, but... Inns are all full. Let's even start a little bit before that. Before inns are all full, people are flocking to the gorge in response to their dreams. So there are these dreams being given by, well, someone. I guess you'll have to watch and find out. But people are getting these dreams, these mysterious dreams, saying that some kind of savior is coming. They see some kind of star above Montecalana Gorge. So people are showing up at the gorge in response to their dreams. As a result, inns are all full. Streets are packed. Okay. In-room, maybe? Isha with Simo. Already gotten into the city. Already gotten an inn. For performing? Maybe. Reasonably well-known bard. Sphinx given some space, though not exactly warmly welcomed. Okay. There's the starts for that. So, just some basic group stuff. Like, these two are gonna need a room here in the city. Isha and Simo have a room, probably a big room. Kind of an inn room. For performing, big suite. Maybe this is like under, so the city is like placed on the edge of a gorge. Built into the gorge, in fact, a little bit. It kind of like comes down the slope of a mountain and then reverses and kind of goes like, there's like a bit of like an under cliff. So maybe they're in like a big bottom floor of an inn that's built downward. That might be a cool spot for VIPs. Like you're technically under the road. I don't know if they'll be in the inn room to start with, but But I like this idea quite a bit. Okay. Bottom floor. This will be hard to explain in words, so I'll need to kind of write that out. If I can figure out how to describe it. Okay. So that's 4 characters. We have their general starting place. Yeah, so that leaves Bracty. Well, I forget his character's name. Also, I'm spelling that wrong. Anyway, leaves Bracty, leaves Connor, leaves Rye. I'm not, we gotta talk to Rye about their character. And Connor about his, to be honest. And Varacti, oh, I forgot to fucking, I gotta make a post real quick. At a monster, Span Lad. Hey everyone. Varacti is playing a summoner and would like for one of the other players to voice the summon. He'll still do all the mechanical combat control. You just play the voice in RP scenarios. Oh, it sounded like he'd like your preference in I'd like to chat with you while building the summon. Figure out if you'd prefer to play some sort of beast or ghost or phantom. Animated armor, or what have you. Okay, there's the blog post. I forgot I was gonna post that today. I need to pair him up with someone to because Varacti is basing what he's playing a summoner as a class. His ancestry is a living dungeon. Just from the Battle Zoo Bestiary, folks. And he's basing what dungeon he's going to be on the kind of summon he has, and he's basing the kind of summon he has on what the person voicing the summon would prefer, what they'd kind of like to play, what they think would be fun. So yeah. So, let's see. Not play voice. This would be pretty minor, all told. No, I'll keep this short. Of course, this would be very minor compared to playing your own character. Few lines here and there. Okay. Okay, people are flocking to the gorge. It responds to their dreams. As a result, inns are all full, streets are packed. I think there's only 2 possible combat encounters here. Later. Yeah, like after everyone's introduced, after everyone's walking around, there's going to be a scene. Then the earth shakes. The sky seems to bend. Well, let's see. Let's see. People in the streets shout a little. Let's see. Doesn't feel like a usual earthquake. Off to the side. Yeah, maybe that's a bit much. People in the streets shout a little, in surprise. Food cart topples over, or like something along those lines. Horse has to be calmed down. Someone shouts in the sky. Seems to bend behind the clouds. See stars. Blink into existence near the sun. Hear the sun. Great. Thanks, keyboard. I'm glad I decided to do so much writing before I replaced the key switches on this thing. See stars blink into existence near the sun. Moon seems to be rising from both horizons. Blue sky goes pale. for a moment. So one points to the sky and shouts. Whew. Oh, good. Good. Glad I'm tired already. Hello, Tauros. How are you doing? Saw you hanging out with some folks in the Zomboid Discord. Let's see. So, aside from all of this sky-bending nonsense, weirder, a city seems to shimmer into existence over... Keyboard, please. Over the gorge. Stone. Different style than the dwarf city. Something for you to try out later. Heck yeah. I'm not going super late tonight, so I should be able to check it out tonight. See creatures made of stone. Looking just as confused. Then everything snaps back to normal. Mostly. Some confused earth elementals are left in the streets with you. A moment of hesitation. Then a gravelly, accusatory voice. Didn't fully read. Uh-oh. Didn't fully read the stream title. Gotta go. See you. Catch you later, Moto. Literally, like the only spoilers we're covering tonight. Hopefully that didn't get. Hopefully you didn't catch too much of that. Not that this is giga spoils or anything. You'll find out soon enough. This is not deep lore or anything. A gravelly? Gravelly. I love Obsidian too. I've become a big fan of it. I rely on folders probably a little more than your typical Obsidian user, but it's, I have thoughts of like publishing it to a static website at some point for like a wiki for at least some of like the lore folder. So, and some habits are hard to break. I know some people use it as more of a very fluid note-taking system. But writing stuff for Pathfinder, I've fallen into this habit for my campaigns. Let's do Octopath. Not all plugins work if you publish. Yeah, I don't use too many embed plugins or anything. The only thing, almost none of them. Yeah. The only thing I'm kind of actually worried about, like I don't use plugins for formatting stuff too much. But like I do have I would like to use data views. So I've looked at burning in data views to be not dynamic and to be like static tables for publishing, but that's for the future. Not a concern at the moment for sure, but I am steering clear of plugins that affect formatting and stuff. Don't use those too much. Because I really am just using this for notes. And, like, I've got monster stat blocks in Foundry. Don't need to put stat blocks in here at all. So most of what I'm doing is, like, metadata, and then, like, the notes themselves, and the wiki links, which work with some publishers and don't work with others. Used to run a published wiki for a D&D campaign for someone. That's very cool. I've tried several times to put one into existence, but I don't know. In Obsidian, I think I could actually keep things a bit more straight and link things a bit more comfortably. Having to like rewrite my notes entirely for each different like wiki platform always bothered me a lot. I never got into like World Anvil for that reason. Like I tried it a little bit and I was like, oh, this is too much like specific formatting for World Anvil. Seems a bit loud. Let's turn that down a touch, hey? Okay. So, moment of hesitation, then a gravelly, accusatory voice grinds from one of the elementals. Hello, Nick. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Fools. Generic insult. Why have you brought us here? Let's see. Look at that song. Yeah, I checked it out. I can definitely see the resemblance, yeah. Kind of some similar stuff going on between the song I was working on and that one for sure. Especially a couple of the instruments. Let's see. Let's see. Bold. To snatch us from our own city. And they pretty much attack right away. Not that. Maybe they don't attack right away. We'll see what the vibes are. They might just, they're... Yeah. Gravelly accusatory voice grinds from one of the elementals to the gawking crowd. And this is just... Yeah, this is just a misunderstanding as a result of the thinning of... Let's back up. So we talk about an earthquake up here. This is not random Deus Ex Machina. There's a thing introduced in a previous campaign. There are these pillars around the place, around the world, that act as dimensional anchors that keep this world hidden. The people who kind of shaped this world, they had enemies elsewhere that they wanted to hide the world from, and they were successful for a long time. But now, those people, those gods are sealed away, and one of these gets broken as the like inciting incident of this campaign. Not even here. Somewhere else, one of these gets broken, and the earth shakes all across the world when it gets broken. This is why the sky is bending. It's like, this is the camouflage going down. The veil between dimensions is also like thinning. The shockwave kind of like, you know, pulls the material plane and the earth plane together for a moment, long enough for them to kind of like intertwine here, and for like some of the earth elementals to kind of get stuck here as the material and the earth plane kind of slide past each other and separate again. They're just, you know, they're just dust that got left over when the two planes ground together, fittingly. So, Earth Elementals, they have even less of an idea of what the fuck's going on than any of the people in this dwarven city. So they think that they have been kidnapped, essentially. And they, you know, they're going to try to break and escape here. Maybe not the why have you brought us here. Let's not ask a question. Let's force the players to be proactive. These guys just say fools, bold enough to snatch or bold to snatch us from our own city. You know. Let us show you your folly. So, there's that scene. Oops, didn't mean to take the quotation mark along here. Okay, so that's that scene. There's a, and then they fight here. Another possible scene. A Ruchalik, I think is what it's called. Possible scene. Ruchalik? Boy, that's wrong. That's definitely not how that's spelled, man. But it's fine, not a problem. Oh, it's dash Chalik. But I was close. I wasn't close. But, you know, there we go. Possible scene. Ruchalik modifying someone's memory in their sleep. Party member. If folks get an in-room together. Or maybe a stranger in a common room. Either way, it tries some modify memory casts. And flees. This is just to pretty quickly reveal one of the possible enemies. This gives them a lead, essentially. They're gonna have multiple leads going on at the same time. Secrets and clues. Let's write some of these down. Let's write some of these puppies down. Number 1, with a bullet. The dreams of the star over Montecolana Gorge. Good lord, I need to replace the switches in this keyboard. Are, in fact, the result of Ruchalik's modifying memories of people. I think that's as far as that secret goes. We're not going to go into why they're doing this yet. The keyboard situation, it's pretty annoying. It's a combination of, like, I just tapped N 3 times and it only typed once. You know? It's, like, pretty rough if I don't push down all the way on it. And, like, the O's kind of doing the same thing. Sometimes they'll double type. I just got an O double type there. So it's like a combination of, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't register, and sometimes it registers 2 or 3 times. So it's pretty annoying. Like, this is a custom keyboard, and it was very nice for a little while. It's very quiet. I can go pretty ham on it, and if I don't have long fingernails like I do right now, it's like whisper quiet. But these Wuche Studios switches I have, I guess, either maybe they don't agree with the dusty environment of the basement, but they jam up pretty bad. So I just need to replace the switches. It's not that expensive. I mean, it's a little expensive. It's like $50 to replace all the switches in the keyboard, but then, you know, then hopefully it'll work pretty well. I've been trying these Durock silent linear switches. Those have been pretty good. None of those have gone out. All the keys that I've put those in are fine. Of course, it takes a while to go out, but, you know, one of the ones that goes out the most often, like I've replaced the A key several times. So if the A key continues working with no issue, then I'm just going to throw these Durocks in the whole keyboard. I just need to buy another one of these tins, because this this covers 70. That almost covers the whole keyboard. I might need another pack anyway. I have a keyboard that uses flat keys. Yeah, my other keyboard was like fine. I have another keyboard. The switches worked fine. The problem with that one was the keycaps were breaking. I fell into this rabbit hole of wanting to build a custom keyboard, and I love my keyboard. Here, let me just unplug it here. It's like a little dusty and a little grimy, but like it's cute, it's adorable. It's very like heavy aluminum case. It's like hot swappable. I can like unplug it, bring it upstairs, plug it into my work keyboard. You know, it's an adorable little keyboard, and you know, so I'm gonna stick to this frame, this keyboard. I just need new switches for it, which are easy to replace. I'm not replacing the board in it or anything. I'm not replacing the keycaps. Love the keycaps. So it'll just be the switches inside that need to be replaced. I bought like custom stabilizers for it. Stabilizers are all fine. Everything in it is A+, except the switches die fast. And I don't know, it's weird because Wuche Studios has like, they have pretty good reviews from people, from like keyboard enthusiasts. People kind of swear by them. So I'm like wondering if I got like a bad batch of them or what. But, you know. Let's see. Dreams of the Star over Monte Colonna Gorge are in fact the result of Rutolix modifying the memories of people. Song of the... Let's see. This isn't a huge secret, I guess. Let's see. All right, let's put this in the scene notes. Locals are calling these travelers dreamers. I don't like the connotations of that. I don't like the associations at the moment because fucking politics are stupid as shit. So let's call them Star Seekers, maybe. Or let's see. Star Dreams? Maybe they have a couple nicknames. Star Dreams. Could do something like Star Dreams, Star Seekers, and Morons. But I don't want to dig too deep into the. I don't want to dig the dwarves too deep into a cranky dwarf hole. Something else. So. Maybe Star Dreamers is fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Star Dreamers, some Star Dreamers have been approached, thanks key switch, approached to join shady groups. Let's see. One group has a password. Just gonna cheat and make these two separate secrets, because they might find out in one spot that a group has a password, but not what it is. And they might find out in another spot that, you know, what the password is. So, also, I gotta stand up just real quick. I gotta run upstairs. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see. So we were coming up with a password. So it's gonna be a phrase. It's gonna be a phrase with two parts, right? It'll be like ow. Wow, that was good. Just doing my usual, like, random hand things. Sure you don't want to censor that? Censor what? Oh. Oh my god. Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. The password is oh shoot. God, just a bunch of bold diamonds. God damn it. There. There we go. Anyway. So this is gonna be a passphrase. It is gonna be like something you go knock on the door to this place, and you know, the one guy's like, you know, they say one half of the phrase, and then the person trying to get in says the other half, like, the bread only rises. And then the other person says, like, when the yeast is alive, or something, you know? And then they open the door. Something like that. So, I need to come up with some kind of creative passphrase for these void worshipping boys. You know, it's going to be, they're awaiting the sign. Let's see. I guess let's see. The lie being sold to these people. The lie being sold is, well, partial lie. Partial lie being sold to these people is that the four main gods of this world for the last 10,000 years, they were sealed away, but when they first arrived, they themselves sealed away all of the native gods. So we're gonna, this password thing is gonna be kind of aspirational to that. So the start of the passphrase is something like, yeah, start of the passphrase is like, when the when the traveling star visits our sky, the second half of the passphrase is it'll probably just be generic. We don't need to mention the old gods by name. It'll just be like, our world will truly be free. The other, the asker, let's see, the start call of the passphrase is when the traveling star visits our sky. The second half response of the passphrase is our world will truly be free. The caller will then finish with And the 4 will tremble in their slumber. We'll go ahead and link this. The traveling star. I might link the traveling star. Maybe. It's gonna be a thing for like 10 episodes, and then we'll link it. We'll make a page for it. It's fine. Maybe not even the 4. Maybe they just say, and our jailers. Something like our jailers or our... And the tyrants. We'll just, yeah, we'll say like the tyrants. Will tremble in their slumber. So there we go. 4 secrets and clues. 2 of them are the same one, but different. Let's see. I'm gonna bring... There's possibly early on going to have a scene with Tirkan's friend. Do I have this still downloaded? Wish Discord was a little bit better with file management stuff for things you've already downloaded, but it's fine. Oh, it's Batsarig. Okay. Oh. Yeah, let's see. With Tirkan and Batsarig. So this is like his this is Tirkan's like rival from kind of a coming of age ceremony when they were both growing up. Not even just rival, they are supposedly destined to kill each other. We're gonna play into that. Batsarig is excited to see Tirkan. Asks if he's come because of the dreams as well. Vesgal. Let's see. Wills for our people to work with. I need like a to work with the traveling star, I guess. I know it. Just throw that in there somewhere. I'm pretty confident. What's even the word, man? Pretty confident improvising these conversations, as long as I have some like basic notes. So I don't need too much here for this. At least right now. So, you know. Some... he might call them... he might call them pilgrims. He might use slightly more romantic language for the travelers coming here. Some of the pilgrims have been recruited to make ready for the traveling star. Am I spelling traveling wrong? Does it have two L's? It does. Whoops. I've been thinking recently about how my spelling used to be so much better when I was reading, like, all the time. Connor could be at the same in as Simo. Ryan Barakti I have very little idea of yet, but even without Connor's full character ready, I could just play into this bard rivalry. Let's see. And the earth shakes, big ol' scene. Let's see. We should do some work on one of these, on this cult, this more organized cult. There's this group of star dreamers, and then there is the smaller group of, like, the in crowd of people recruiting essentially an army, recruiting workers, recruiting scouts. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. Let's see. The cult. That. Only the unsuspecting. Get recruited from Montecalana. Those who come seeking the cult must be tested and are told to meet in a place down below. Don't know what it is yet, but probably just like some shiny water pools, probably. Not moonshine, probably. Probably not that word. Probably something else. I'm thinking something similar, though, of just, like, there are these pools that maybe they shine like the moon. Like, there's just a certain type of life form in there, certain type of, like fungus or you know, microbe or something that, like, glows, some kind of algae, glowing algae in these pools. I suppose we could just call them the moonlight pools. We're told to meet in a place down below. The moonlight pools. Or the moonlight, I don't know, moonlight pools is fine. Moonlight pools. It's a dangerous road. The area around the pools is not hospitable. Out of the way, dangerous to get to. Okay. Let's see. I am not sure how to bait everyone in the group into, like, working together beyond, like, we're gonna throw some monsters at them together. Maybe they'll get approached by someone. Maybe they'll get hired for something. Yeah. Instead of just assuming they'll stick together after the combat, or after whatever this is. After. Approached. Oh god, what was... Approached by a construct with a featureless steel faceplate. I kind of already know who this guy is. I need to... But I don't know the name of the creature type in the book. So that's a problem. Oh, someone's in against the Dominion. I bet it's Moto. $10 says. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, but Tirkan was in here to sheath a weapon. How do you change the color scheme in Obsidian? So, I think I can do this real quick. There's this idea of themes, and really that's the short answer, is like I have a theme installed. I did a teensy bit of some of them you can like change the accent colors and like kind of the base color scheme. I'm using a theme called the ITS theme. That's the only one I have installed right now aside from the default one. I've done a tiny bit of custom work to like make this folder blue, and then I was like, you know what? Going in and messing with the CSS of the theme, it's too much work for me just to color the folders, just to emulate what could be basic program behavior. So I stopped doing that. But in theory, you could do that. I changed the icon of the lore folder to a scroll, and the whole thing is blue. But it's not easy. That was a pain in the butt, and I couldn't even tell you how I did it at this moment. I went in and edited some theme files. And that's all I remember about that. But yeah, short answer, themes. There's just like a ton of community themes that look pretty good. Some of which have customization kind of built in. I might download. I've looked at like this Dracula one a little bit. It's a bit more colorful by default. So I might look into that a bit. Look into some other themes. I've been sticking with this one for a while. I know this Anupuchin one is pretty customizable and very popular. So it's very nice, kind of how it kind of formats things. It's got this very modern, like, bit of padding between the different frames. I haven't tried it though. I just know people like it. Is that writing? Oh yeah, approached by a construct with a featureless steel faceplate. That's right. Let's delete the blade balls. Oh no, did I get stuck with the blade ball art in the corner? Okay, none of that is how that's supposed to work. That's very funny though. I'm gonna throw a tear can on the map. There we go. Oh, that is a very, very dense token. Very dense frame. Okay. Literally just started using it today, and the default is bright. It sure is. I haven't messed with the theme in the campaign I'm playing in at all, and it's a bit of a nightmare to use it in the default bright mode. I've got quite a few monitors set up around me, so if something is just blaring a whole white background, it's a bit rough. I need to just bring over the compendium for my other game. And grab my custom enemies and stuff. I know he's a construct. So that helps. I know he has an image, so that helps. And he's a bit higher level. It's not the animated armor. It's not the dolls. It's not the statue. It's not the graffiti, although that is very cool. It's not the Mercurial Knight. It's not the Toy Spy. It's not the It's not the Scarecrow. It's not the Dig Widget. It's not the Divine Warden of Nethys. It's not the Ice Golem, the Nobbler, the Skin Stitch. It's not the Clockwork anything. I don't think it's... Yeah, it's not the Mechanical Maitre d', although that's closer. It's not the Knotsman. It's not the Lavalock. It's not the Tupilok. It's not the Astringent Armor. It is the Automatic Acolyte. This guy has such cool art, man. I love this guy. He's just... Here, we can do this. We can... I forget the hotkey to hit view character art, but we can bring this up. This guy is rad. He's just like a lamplighter with like Iron Man flamethrower hands for some reason. And yeah, he's great. He's great. I love these guys. So yeah. One of these fellows will show up and give the PCs a job after their first fight. Approached by a construct with a featureless steel faceplate, introduces himself as oh, what was it? Envoy. Envoy? I think that's what I settled on. It was either Envoy or something like that. But these guys are named very literal things. They're constructs created by the Four to serve certain purposes. This one's purpose is to... It's very helpful. This one's purpose is to, like, learn about the world and be the world's friend. Because the Four thought that, like, the world might need the help of someone who knew their secrets. You know, but also was on the side of the world at some point. I don't know. I don't know how to specifically explain it, but I'll figure it out by Saturday. Introduces himself as Envoy. Also, he's very, like, direct inspiration from a guy named Enoch from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was, like, a nightmare of a show. It was not a great show towards the last few seasons. But Enoch was voiced great and was a very fun character. So, he was a robot that looked like a human. This is just a robot that has some human characteristics. Another party met another one of these who had a different job of, like, hunting down the Dominion of the Black. This one's purpose is to be an ally. Yeah, definitely fell a bit flat. I still got a little hyped towards the end of, like, the last season, but there was some stuff in the middle where I was just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Which, to my understanding, was similar to how the writers on the show felt when they just, like, couldn't get any support from, like, the Marvel Cinematic side. so I get it that they were kind of, like, left doing their own thing, pulling from canon from, like, the comic stuff that, like, wouldn't necessarily get used in the movies, but without confirmation. You know, they had a hard job. But it still wasn't good. It was entertaining to me, but it wasn't good. Let's see. So this guy introduces himself as Envoy. Yeah, let's see. He starts by saying, let's see. Something like, I see you can handle yourselves. Or, if handled non-combat. Let's see, like... Let's see. You diffused that rather cleanly. Diffused. Defused. My name is Envoy. If you are interested, I have a job. Let's see. I have a job and a serious lack of trustworthy mercenaries. Let's see. It says the isle is lamp-lighting, flame-throwing, warforged. Yes. He, you know, he can also handle himself, but this is not, you know, he's, his purpose here, it's a little manipulative. He's, like, trying to lead other people in the right direction. He's not trying to do the work himself here. He's doing a little bit of, like, testing himself. And, yeah. Trying to connect some different threads. And, you know, there can be a moment I'll like probably roll some perception checks when like the fight starts, and have someone like see that this fellow in like a nearby diner or something, like sitting in just like reading the reading the broadsheets nearby, was just like was about to stand up, like grabbed his staff and was about to stand up, and then seeing the group kind of get involved themselves, kind of leaned back, kind of set his staff down, folded the paper, and just watched. So someone in the combat will like notice this. So let's see. Group has yeah, I'll start a little differently, but let's see. The travelers who have dreamt of the star are here for hope, or to satisfy curiosity. I'm worried I need to excuse me. He's the conductor for the rails. Correct. You know, I run a nearly frustratingly railless game, and sometimes my players have a bit of trouble figuring out where to go. But this guy is definitely here to provide some direction in the beginning, some reason for them to work together beyond this first encounter. So he is a little bit the not even the conductor. He's person at the door taking tickets, getting people on the train. Let's see. I'm worried that there are, put an ellipse, put a nice pause here, people, groups who would take advantage of these travelers. I can spell. Frustrating? How so? I run a lot of sandbox campaigns, and sometimes my players are just like, what do we do, man? What do we do? You've given us, we have no direction, no instructions. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care what you do. This is the first kind of narrative thing I've done in this world. Everything else is like, I don't know. Chase whatever leads you want. Stomp whatever. There's bad guys out there. If you go listen, if you find some rumors, you'll hear some shit going on very easily. You just, you know, extreme open-ended. Yeah, it's served me well in the past 2 campaigns. Only a couple of spots where I kind of spun my wheels, but not going to be well suited for this campaign with 7 to 8 players. And it's got a very direct narrative theme with this kind of like monsters save the world thing we're going with. That necessarily means that there is something to save the world from. There needs to be some kind of big bad force moving and shaking in the world. 6 is my max. 6 is typically my max. It's gonna be a whole thing. We'll see if everything just falls over, but I'm, you know, we'll see. We'll see. It was kind of an accident that it grew to such proportions. An accident that was definitely my fault, but an accident nonetheless. We had 4 people. Went down to 3. Went down to 2. Knew that those 2 were coming back, right? But we were down to 2. And I was like, okay, let's try to invite one person to kind of bolster this, get us back up to a playable number of people. And then when we get back to full size, we'll have like 5, which is still playable. You know, we can, 5 means we can lose a couple of people and still play. The first person I invited was like, I don't know. Maybe. I don't have a lot of time. Maybe. Maybe though. Maybe. And then I, like a couple of days later, invited a mutual friend in the same call as them. And they were like, that person was like, oh, that sounds great. I'd love to play. Well, kind of. It was, they were a little more cautious than that. But they were enthusiastic but cautious. They were like, yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. I haven't, you know, campaigns I've been in the past have had a couple of problems, so I'm a little wary, but you know, I think it could be fun. And then the person I had invited the first time was like, heck yeah, let's go, and was suddenly just like all in. And like basically the same night, I mentioned it offhand to someone that we had been trying to get in for a long time. Someone that I've played like Zomboid roleplay with, and that we, you know, are impressed by, that I enjoy playing Zomboid with, and like my other player in my Twitch mod, Modo, quite likes hearing stories about their characters and stuff. Mentioned it offhand to them, because I've been mentioning it offhand to them forever. And then, now, suddenly, they were like, yeah, it sounds rad, let's go. And I was like, oh, good, great, but also, oh. And then by the time I looped back around to the first 2 people that I invited, they had like mentioned that another mutual friend was interested, thought it sounded cool, and I was like, it would be great. It would be. I do love role playing with this person. Also, another person from Zomboid. I do love role playing with this person. I'm beyond my limit for people, but I would love to play. Screw it. We're already in trouble. We're already in trouble. Why not dig the hole deeper? So that's how it happened. All my fault, 100%. But I didn't know the first maybe I got was gonna turn into 3 people, you know? So, yeah. One of my original players is still missing in action, though. One of the people who had to leave for some personal stuff. They were supposed to be back in March, but I have not heard from them at all, so... So I'm not sure. So we're down to 7 from 8 for now. And I know that people are busy, and we probably won't be playing with a full group every week. That's my assumption and understanding. Is that some folks will be a when I can make it. We're playing on a Saturday. People have stuff going on. So, you know, I think we won't be at all 7 people most of the time. So, I think I'll be playing with the almost reasonable number of 6 most of the time, probably. And it'll be a treat when we have all 7. Let's see. So, this guy's trying to hire the group for some shenanigans. Says, I'm worried that there are people groups who would take advantage of these travelers. Are you? Yeah. We're playing in Foundry. So, plenty of automation. I hit a button and all the NPCs roll initiative. I hit a button and the damage is applied. No one's doing math. You know. So it is a bit streamlined. With, of course, all of the potential pitfalls of people being on their computers and getting distracted. But, you know. There are advantages and disadvantages of it. Math is hard. That's true. Yeah. I think that's the thing that slows down games the most. And, like, just keeping track of various things. So playing online definitely makes it more possible, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna be making some pretty fast, non-optimal enemy turns. Some enemies might occasionally give up their turn just to yell at people, you know. And I'll probably move. I'll do the thing where I move like 3 NPCs at the same time and then have them like swing and turn. Instead of like going one by one. You know, I've played with big groups before. I've got some of the tricks. I would like you to find out more about these groups. Goodness, these key switches. So there we go. This is the pitch from the Machine Man. Not all of the party members might say yes to this. They will find that people are mysteriously going missing. You know, some of their contacts. I think Steris and Tirkan, they were already brought here by kind of a prophetic voice. So like they both think they were talked to by their respective gods to be here. So I think they'll bite the hook on this job. I think Isha and Simo's character might be a little more aloof and not concerned about random strangers in trouble. I'm not sure what to do with Riot Varaki's characters yet. Or Connor's character in this instance, but you know, I'll talk to them by the end of the week. I'll have things to throw at this pseudo cult. Oh, the other thing. Okay, if any players come check this out on YouTube later, bit of a spoiler here that might be ongoing. So just skip ahead like 2 minutes or something. Tirkan's friend, this Batsarig fella, he heard this dream, also thinks he's being talked to it thinks the vision is from his goddess, the same one that Tirkan worships. So he's here thinking that he was called by his goddess. He's gonna end up working for these cultists, just kind of helping them with whatever, thinking that this traveling star is going to set his goddess Vesgal free. It's kind of become known that before, again, the main gods for the last 10,000 years, it's become known that they kind of like sealed away, captured and imprisoned the like native gods of this world, which Batsarig is going to have heard about this. He's going to think that Vesgal is imprisoned somewhere on the world, asleep, and thinks that this traveling star can help wake her up. So he is going to be kind of all in with this cult, all in and helping free the world. We'll see what comes of it. So Tirkan might end up kind of following Vesgal, or not Vesgal, might end up following Batsarig to try to make sure he's okay. They're not friends, actually. They're rivals. They're sort of destined to kill each other in one way or another. But, you know, Tirkan might bite the hook of Batsarig following this cult around and might try to talk sense into him, might try to free him. Make sure he's okay. And like, let's see. What if some don't take job? Well, the person who hired Simo's character for the show in the inn someone came to talk to her, and she's now missing. That's the only that's the only kind of backup hook I have for Simo and Isha at the moment. And if they don't take the backup hook, then I just throw more trouble at them over and over until they get in deep enough that they want to deal with this crap. Let's see. I don't think anyone here would know Isha's kind of wild background, so they wouldn't have a reason to, like, check her out so much. Well, Isha and Isha could be, well, she's not really a follower of, let's see. Misunderstanding could lead to some Star Dreamers or cultists thinking she works for Scala. Steris could be targeted for worshipping Denala. When in doubt, antagonize or small but pointed insults. Yeah. Play an NPC as rough around the edges or rude to every player. Or rude. Every player I've had issues with in the past getting them to grab a plot hook has either gravitated to the NPC or distanced themselves. Once I had that info, I could guide them to the party. Guide them if the party loses traction. Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, just like continually needling them with some kind of NPC that decides to, like, I can just pretty easily invent like an antagonist NPC who's kind of semi-important. Not, like low enough level that they'll be negging is strong. Yeah, low enough level that they'll be like just a jerk to anyone who follows the four, but high enough level that they're like a little bit protected and, like a middle management thug. Someone who's part of this group who just will not leave these people alone. Let's see. Again, yeah, I don't have a lot for Rakti or Connor or Rai yet, but I'll come up with that as I talk to them. So let's see. The opening scene will be Tirkan being stopped by that fucking racist dwarf who doesn't like minotaurs. Let's see. While the dwarfs berating, that's not how you spell berating, fades into the background. The camera pans to Tirkan. First, what's the look on your face, Tiercan? And then describe the rest of you. If you will. And then Asteris. Well, this dwarf seems ready to throw down with Tiercan, despite the size difference. He's only spared you the odd nervous glance. I like the idea of an NPC that's important in the sense of their connections. Yeah, like a Price-style character. Jeffrey. That has no actual power, but would be very difficult to actually remove or overthrow. Joffrey. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Those characters are great. I've got a couple of those lined up. We won't talk about it now, but when we storyboard later, there's a couple of fairly entrenched NPCs that are important to the story going forward. So we'll see how they interact with those, how they get rid of or around those. Camera fall is one of those glances. Maybe I'll direct this to Tiercan. I'll rewrite this a little bit. Tiercan. Well, this dwarf seems ready to throw down with you. He's only spared your companion the odd nervous glance. The camera follows one of those glances. Steris, can you describe yourself and what you're doing? Let's see. So this is now covered by the other notes. Then we have the in-room with Isha and Sina. Already got an in-room. Maybe not the in-room. Maybe in. Let's see. I think we'll start on Isha in the inn. Across town. Is your campaign in an official Wizards world or homebrew? It's homebrew, and I would say definitely high fantasy. Albeit kind of a strange one. It's like... how to put it? It's high fantasy, but the gods of the world have kind of closed it in. It's like hard to do planar travel, hard to do material travel. They've like put a bubble around the solar system. and around the world. And like resurrection was not possible. There were all these kind of like limits on magic in this world until recently, and then the four main gods were sealed away. People found out that there were like these ancient gods that were in the world before, that these four like came from somewhere else, kind of conquered the world, kind of captured all of the gods that had existed here, and pretty much taken over. And basically we're only there to like build a new army. So it's like high fantasy, but it's like a little bit limited in scope. There are certain places that were like clamped based on the whims of the gods. Let's see, what am I doing? In across town. I'm a little afraid that if I put them in the inn, they just won't leave. They'll just sleep there for the night. I suppose that's not a problem. We can have this evening be, you know, like there's one evening of the players just getting into town, trying to find a place to sleep. And then like the players can kind of run into these complications the next day. And maybe just a little bit of gathering stuff. Maybe Batsarig is in this inn, and Tirkan hears rumors of that from this asshole dwarf. And like a friendly dwarf that shows that not all dwarves are douchebags, can direct him to the right inn. Embarrassed of his co-workers' absolutely terrible behavior. What level are we having them start at? We are having them start at 1, which I know is unusual on the D&D side of things. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is fine. I won't go into like huge detail here because this might change as I talk to Simo and some of the other players, but I love the struggle of the climb. Yeah. Me as well. Let's see. Big suite, extra rooms. Right. Okay. Already got an in-room for performing. Big suite, extra rooms. Leave that for later. Isha. Isha, do you usually watch Zemo's performances? Or are you somewhere else? This is probably something I'll cover in chat with this player before the session, actually. But for now, we'll write it assuming Isha is there. Isha is watching. Given a wide, given a lot of space. But not really a warm welcome. People are giving you looks. Staring. We'll say gawking. We'll say staring. I use gawking later. We'll avoid that. The last game I was in after my character died at level 5, the DM had my new character start at level 1 again. Now that was rough. That is unusual. That is unusual in 5e for sure. I kind of like that style of play. If everyone's down for it. It can throw people pretty hard though. So Isha's watching, giving a lot of space, but not really a warm welcome. People aren't giving you looks, staring. Probably not unusual for any Sphinx, but maybe especially one of your unique visage. Can you describe yourself for us? Simo. You are on stage performing, or just finishing up. Not on stage, I guess. You are just performing. They probably don't have a stage. They just have like a side of the room with tables pushed aside. Did let me level up faster, but man, that sucked. I would imagine you'd be getting a lot of XP starting at level 1. If you like survive a few encounters, you level pretty fast. But surviving level 1 with higher CR monsters is tricky business. You describe yourself for us as you finish performing. And walk and rejoin Isha. And then we have we'll have the innkeep. It doesn't have to be the innkeep, but the NPC that hired her. Let's see. Who hired you for the performance? Let's see. Just slap a name generator quick. I need to get another. I need to get the dog camera set up. Just sleeping in the chair right there. Being so good. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Whew. Naria. I like Naria. Okay. Naria, the lady who hired you for the performance. Unlike on session, yeah, session 17 being level 1. Yeah. Yeah, that would be weird for sure. A lot of hanging back and being very defensive and careful, I imagine. And I imagine the DM wasn't exactly gunning for you. It's a little weird for combatants on the battlefield to go for the, like, I don't know. Go for, like, the lowest threat person first. Like, they probably wouldn't have room to, really. What's over beaming? Let's see. Looks delighted as she walks over. That was a treat. I'll write this whole thing later. Write more notes on this lady, but that was a treat. Something, something. Here are your keys for the suite. Let's see. If you don't like heights, I can upgrade someone else to your suite and give give a different room. Give you guys a different room. Just let me know. So, this Neria lady will possibly get picked up by the cult in some fashion if they deny the job. Well, that's one lever we can pull, one screw we can turn. And really, that accounts for about half the group. Yeah, I think Batsarig will be in there. Batsarig is in the same inn drinking. It's a group of 5. Later, another player died around session 28, giving the option of either half party level or level 1 and an extra magic item. And we were about level 8 or 9. 8 through 9, jeez. Okay. Yeah, I think, like, I've definitely heard of a couple of groups doing, like, half party level, and, like, you kind of unlock new base levels as you go along. That's kind of nice. I like that a little bit. It's like a sense of kind of meta progression for the party, but also still extremely punishing. Extremely punishing. Holy. It's like kind of asking for, I mean, it's asking for a weird group dynamic for one, where like, if everyone dies, then you end up with one like hyper carry, and a bunch of people just trying to get by, and also it's just asking for a party wipe, like a TPK if that hyper carry ever like goes down and he can't be picked up right away. Then that can be a very bad snowball if your biggest, strongest fighter is like level 9, and then the rest of your party is like level 5 and 6. That can get bad pretty fast. The DM is a sadist, liked causing mental anguish. Hopefully the party was into it and didn't feel trapped. Hopefully, you know, the GM was open to, if the party is just like, hey, this is not fun, no thanks. Hopefully the GM would be open to adjusting things. You know, like heights, I can get upgrade the room, upgrade someone else. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, maybe we introduce Connor's character here. It's a little bit cheating, grabbing so many characters for the same scene, but, you know. Connor. You're across the room. Across the room. Watching this praise. Yeah. How to put this? We managed to get our druid to level 9 and had them keep reincarnate prepped till we got to level 11. Yeah. Good plan. Let's see. I'm going to try the Metroid music for a while. I don't know that I'm going to dig that for this. But this is... It's a bit of a sci-fi campaign. Not exactly a sci-fi campaign, but there's some space void weirdness going on, so a little bit of synths in here won't hurt. Across the room. Someone watches this praise. Someone recently... Well, let's see. Perhaps not entirely pleased themselves. You see, to make room for Simo's performance, Neria had to bump back the performance of another bard. Connor. I guess I can just say his name. I know I have his name. I don't know why I'm writing my brother's name. Scene. The scene of Akshin. The scene of Akshan. Can you please describe yourself? And what you're feeling? As you watch this rather good performance from the bard who stole your night and gave you an extra free night in one of the inn's rooms. Where you are still performing tomorrow. There are 2 bards, yes. Yes, there's an Oni bard. There's an Oni bard and an Evil Eye bard. I don't know exactly. I assume they'll be playing somewhat different subclasses and playstyles, but there are 2 bards. We're hoping one of them takes at least 1 heal spell. No one has actively said, I am the main healer cleric person. We have 5 spellcasters capable of taking healing magic. And then rogue barbarian. Whether they will is a question. One of them I know probably won't, because they're going a fairly like martial caster. So that leaves with like limited spell slots, that leaves 4 people who could take some sort of healing. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's definitely not no healers, but there's no one said like I'm only taking healing spells. I will be the life cleric to keep you all up. No one said that yet. But also, if none of them go too far into healing, I'm not above just giving out like a wand, a wand of like, a wand that helps with that, that gives some access to some healing magic. I'm not above that. It probably won't just be something loaded up with like your basic, heal. But it might be, I forget the name of the one, like the auras, or the ones where you like interact with the light and it heals you, maybe one of the more interesting healing spells, and not just like, boop, you're healed. Potions or nothing. They can get potion. Well, I'll give out plenty of potions. I like giga gold my players. Not giga gold, but I give my players plenty of gold. They're definitely like 50% over the amount of gold they should have for any given level most of the time. So like they can acquire healing potions without a ton of trouble. Okay. Rye has a habit of if I don't have anything else for Rye's character by Saturday, their character has a habit of pretending to be a chair or a bench or a seat. They're a mimic. They have had of pretending to be a bench or a chair or a seat and just trying to eat people. So they might be in any of these locations pretending to be an innocent place to park. And then they might just eat someone. That might be the introduction for Rye's character. And Varakti just needs to figure some stuff out. But also, Varakti's playing a living dungeon who may have come to life recently, maybe as a result of the stuff that will be happening in this campaign. So, if I just, like, plop Varakti's character in the middle of a scene and say like, oh, you have kind of a strange feeling about this person that you see eating eating someone else, he'll probably just go with it. So, Mimic Race. Check out... This is the entire inspiration for this campaign, by the way. Is the Battlezoo B Series Year of Monsters and Year of Legends books, which I will link in a moment. Battlezoo Otherworlders. I haven't seen that. Check that out in a minute. So, the Evil Eye... Yeah, the fact that it's split between two is kind of confusing. Okay, this one is the one with, like, the Evil Eye and the Angel... This one's not done yet. The Year of Legends is not done yet. The Year of Monsters is totally done. And it has dungeons as a race, it has gremlins, it has intelligent weapons, it has Oni, it has mimics, it has minotaurs, it has nymphs, it has the Celtic word that I don't know how to say. She, I think? I don't know. S-I-D-H-E. That one. Slimes and Stenos are also in it. Stenos being like Medusas. Yeah. So. The like, I don't know. The combo of PDF and Foundry module for either 5e or 2e, they're a bit expensive. But I think if you get just the one, it's $60, which is still expensive, but more reasonable. Their older books are cheaper, like their Dragon's Ancestry is, their Dragon's Ancestry book is $18, but their latest stuff is typically fairly expensive. I should have linked the $60 one, those ones, though. Here's the link for just the PDF. And yeah, they come in 5e flavor and Pathfinder 2e flavor. So yeah, very convenient to buy this book when literally all of my players are playing a race from one of the two. A little tougher sell if it's if just like one player is buying. But again, the Dragon Ancestries one is like $18, and they've got cheaper older books. These ones will eventually go on bigger sale, but... And they give some stuff away for free. You can get the dungeon for free. Something called the Otherworlder and the Melagris. So they've got some free promotional stuff. High quality, though. Really like their stuff. But again, totally understand that it's a tough sell at that price. I only bought the Foundry module because I don't get $40 worth of value out of having both the PDF and the module, you know? Man. Okay, so we've done good work. I'm about out of time for the night, though. Actually. Got about 20 minutes. So I don't think I can weave this stuff too much more right now. I think what we'll do... I think we'll just peruse the pre-made maps I have. Oh, this is... this is some silly, scuffy stuff I have for the... for the trailer for the campaign that I made. It's a very scuffy trailer. I think I was like, do I give a preview right now? But no, I think I wait. I think I have good discipline and I make everyone wait until Saturday. But before we start the campaign, I will play the trailer and then it will be on my YouTube. I'm so excited. It's so scuffed and shit, but I'm very excited. I love this silly trailer I made. I've never done like video editing animation stuff before. But it was a lot of fun to like sync it up to my own music and my own voice recording. It was good fun. So let's see. I've got so many map packs actually just downloaded. Yeah, it's goofy. Let me just for those present, we're gonna mute it and I'll just show you the level of animation we have going on. No, wait, I said I'll mute it. So we've got, you know, planet spins into existence and then just sits here flat for like a while and then starts getting corrupted by some void stuff, which like it doesn't look terrible, but it is so scuffed. It's a little funny. But I had a lot of fun putting it together. It was a good time. Okay, let's see. Thank you, I'm glad. I tried really hard to make the planets not look like they were made in paint.net. And I did not super succeed, but you know, they look all right. It all looks all right. Definitely not photoreal. Definitely a little scuffed and silly, but I love it so much. Okay. Let's see. Let's check out this battle maps folder. This has a lot of stuff. Can I like zoom? Yeah, I can zoom in. I don't know how helpful that's gonna be, but I can zoom in. Okay, so we're just looking for some city maps, some stone city maps. Got some random maps that I've like pulled off the internet and like some stuff from DungeonDev. I guess this is just one map though. The Hidden Keep. That's not super helpful to us. I want some city streets. Mega maps. Unsorted might have some. Maybe. Cavern, cave, cargo deck. Cemetery gates. City square. Let's check the square. With the... Okay, maybe not with asphalt. Death Hall. That could be useful soon, but not now. Dark clearing is not gonna... What am I clicking on this for? Cobblestone. I think these are just big sheets of, yeah, a single texture to like put down assets on, which is useful, but not what I want. Oh, Towns and Taverns, Volume 1. This will be more helpful. Lining up 2 of these is tough, I have learned. I tried to like connect some of these city blocks and they're just... These are supposed to be like from a book that you can kind of use like multiple pages from together, but I had a lot of trouble connecting like multiple blocks together, even though they literally are made to like grid up to each other. I just like couldn't get some things to fit right, man. But these could do it. This could be where we fight the earth elementals. Pretty much any of these would be fine. Something into a market square, maybe. Yeah, like these 2 maps put together with some roads coming in or something. Could work. Import them as tokens. Yeah, I'll definitely import them as tiles. And then the assets, yeah, I have assets in Foundry that I pull out every once in a while. If I have to modify a scene outside of Dungeon Draft. I prefer to do all my editing in Dungeon Draft, but obviously if I'm taking pre-made tiles like this, don't have that option. Let's zoom this in again for you guys. So none of the ones with grass. We're in the middle of a big old chunky dwarf city with lots of stone. I would love to have something on a cliff, but that's asking a lot. So we probably slap the two markets together, like I said, and then maybe like a side street. Let's maybe pull him in, huh? Oh, yep. Game is, yep. All right. Reload Foundry. Let's see. Control Shift. Nope. Just want to open a copy of this folder. I can't remember if it's like Control N or Control Shift N. Okay, Control Shift N is a new folder. Control N is not working. Oh, it's because of my scuffy keyboard. Oh my god. Okay. What was this one? Also, I don't know if I ever went and downloaded the finished map pack that I backed on Kickstarter from these guys. I got the level that got me like everything else, but I don't know if I ever went and downloaded the finished product, you know? Oh, there's some nice ones in here. Okay. There's a bit more detail to some of this stuff in Towns and Taverns too. Like this kind of multi-leveled one. This Town Walls one could be very nice. The underground one could be useful. We are in a dwarven city built onto and into the side of a mountain. So I want to grab some of these. Let's see. Create a scene. City streets. Say Montecolana streets. Yeah, show navigation GM only, that's all fine. No background. Yeah. View scene. And then let's browse for some tiles. I use Forge, which is like a host for Foundry, and my file system in Forge is kind of a mess. Let's see. Maps? I think we can upload them to here, that's fine. Okay. So with battle maps, it was kind of want to upload multiple. It was Mega Maps, Unsorted, Taverns Volume 1, Taverns Volume 2. So let's grab a couple of each here. We want that market. Which okay, it's these two. It's not gonna let me upload both. Okay, at least they're named similarly enough that they show up next to each other. And then we want some like side streets. Not that I know how well these will mesh. Tavern. Lanes. What was the market? Did the market have? So these had grids. These are labeled as VTT. So we can grab the grid for the lanes one as well. Okay, so page 13, page 14 are supposed to go together nicely. So let's grab those. Okay. Clearly these do not line up perfectly. What is just need to figure out the grid size for these. 864 by 864. Okay. Let's try some common sizes here. Oh, wow. Okay, not divisible by 64. So it's not going to be 128. Could it be 62? No, even worse. Let's just divide it in half a couple of times, huh? 432. It's going to be 216. 108. 54? 54 size grid? I don't think that'll play super nice in Foundry. Well, I mean, it'll be fine, but... Grid. 54 pixels. 54 is an odd number. Like, at that point, why not just make it 50? You know? Oh, and that's still not quite right. Is there some padding on the edge? Oh, I guess. No, that's not quite right. So the image is 864 by 864. Doubling this won't do anything. Stand by. I suppose I don't super have to care. About what the intended grid size for these is. Okay, now these are too big. That's about right. It's about right. It isn't right, though. How can it be about right? Okay. This is also about right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose I could have just fucking counted the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 by 12. What do you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that should be good. Wow. Wow, I just made that way harder than it needed to be, man. Jesus. Oh, Lee. Sorry, I'm spoiled by, like... I'm spoiled by, my dungeon software. I haven't dealt with a square grid in 10 million years. I just made this bigger on accident. Oh my goodness. Okay. Look at that. Make the grid show on top to make it easier to line up. Yeah. I could have done a lot of things. Other than sitting there being confused. So it's like that. You get one and you're groovy though. Look at that. Is that so hard? Okay. These line up well enough. This is nice enough for me. And then I can just like wall off, you know, this scene. So lets me sling more tiles onto here if I need, if I leave some extra room. So there's that. We got that. This is quite probably where the elemental fight will take place. So let's just make one called Montecolana 2. I think all the defaults were still fine. Towns and Taverns Volume 2 had some nice, like, some nice tavern stuff. Let me see if there's, like, an inn room in any of these. The Guild Quarter one could be useful. I'll just, like, pull it up. We'll grab the tavern ones. I don't know about this big round one. I don't know about that. I don't want to spend a ton of time decorating these. Probably not one that's just like an in-room. I might just draw that if something happens there. Oh, the upmarket tavern. Let's grab that. Could be 72 if it's 864. You're not wrong. That's a good point. Well, I guess now I know I can divide by 12. It is 72. Yeah, you're totally right. I don't know if I'm just just super silly on stream or what? But taking the total dimensions divided by the number of tiles would definitely give me the number I wanted. That absolutely would work. But I am starting to get a little bit of a headache, so I think I'm just not in peak brain at the moment. Okay, so we grabbed, let's grab the town walls. And grab the, what was the last one? The cellars? The cellars. You get a pass, since math's hard. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So this isn't too hard for me to just, I said that, well, whatever. I guess it is just fine. It's not too hard for me to just slap out a tile and draw the, outer walls of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When I'm braining optimally anyway, this is pretty easy. Not even optimally. When I am braining. So. Oh, these don't line up. Oh, it's just because the line is kind of... The wall is medium scuffed between these two tiles, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, so these are easy enough for me to just throw out in here. You know what I can do? I can do that's kind of funny. I can toss these up here, right? I can just have multiple on the same scene. And just be like, here are my Monteclana things. It's 9, 10, 11, 12. Wall them all off. Change the grid size. Oh yeah, that's smart. Yeah. Let me just, yeah. I know Foundry. I've literally never looked at that. That's just perfect. Jeez, man. So we've got the inn. We've got the cellar. We've got the walls. I'm probably mostly interested in the fancy inn. Probably mostly. Stack these for a minute. And then we've got, oh yeah, the guild quarters. It's a little hard to see what's going on with this guild quarters section. I get it. Street out here. There's a outer tower of the guild here and a couple of sheds outside. And then you're inside the walls and there's a dining room and a kitchen and stuff, but there's just a lot of stairs and windows in here. They're a little bit confusing. Okay. So, there. Now literally all I need to do to make these usable is toss walls. Oh, I have I tried out better walls, which I have not actually played with, so give me a moment while I handle my confusion. Freehand, drag points together, and freehand draw wall. Snap to grid. This should be fun. What was it? Shift, Alt? Ooh. Control. Control does the extendo, repeato. So, here we have my nice little micro scenes from Montcalana. And that should work nicely. That covers pretty much everything I need other than the main combat with the elementals. So anything else that comes up can happen on this page, and that keeps my scenes nice and tidy for now. I'm not gonna bother like doing all the in-between walls and doors and windows and stuff, because I just might not use any of these. These are quick solutions to needing to do chases or combats in smaller scenes. So that'll do. Okay, so we got our maps. If I don't decide I want to do a full custom thing for the first session, but probably I should save that energy for the first dungeon, whatever that's going to be. I want to get everyone in some kind of dungeon around session 4, 5, 6 leading up to session 10. Gonna spend a couple of sessions in a dungeon and then kind of hit the first climax towards the end of the first arc. And yeah, I think, what did I have on the docket? I needed the maps. I needed to do the opening scenes. The scenes are the most important thing for session 1, and we did a lot of good work there, got a lot of good ideas of what's going on. Probably gonna do a little bit more work figuring out this cult, just naming NPCs for the group, naming the group. Yeah, maybe we'll, if I do, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll stream more of this Thursday or Friday, maybe. But probably I'll do the rest of the work offline. I think we're gonna call that good, and I'm gonna try to chase up some of my players before it gets too late. Get a few more details for some of these characters. Yeah, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out and chatting as well. It was very nice. Always nice to have someone to discuss this stuff with. I love getting people in kind of like the tabletop RPG sections and talking to them about just mechanics and story and, you know, talking shop. It's like my favorite part of this. I've often said that some of my best like campaign stuff has come from talking to people like live while I do prep. It's been a long time since I've done it regularly, but in my like first big campaign a couple of years ago, it led to some of the best moments. So I love it. Thank you for enabling me, and thank you for the follow. We are going to go find someone to raid. I think Varakti is not on tonight. One of our players. I know Rye was on. They might be wrapping up, but we can maybe go say hi to Rye. Oh, they're playing a game called Killer Frequency. Okay. Kit is playing a Mori. Also tempting. Okay. Let's raid Rye. Rhino Snacks is great. They are playing the Mimic in our campaign coming up. And I'm looking forward to it. They played a bunch of Zomboid RP with us. And that was delightful. Their character Egg and my character Violet got very close. Had some fun conversations together that didn't make me almost cry at all. Definitely not. Yeah. And right now they're playing a game called Killer Frequency, which I know pretty much nothing about. So I'm excited to go check that out. Thank you guys again for hanging out and chatting with me, watching some of the prep. I will be back sometime this week with some more stuff. I might be playing Path of Exile on Friday. We will be playing the campaign on Saturday around 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. With my new my trailer for the campaign as well. So if you'd like to come say hello to all of these lovely players and all of these lovely characters, see what's going on, swing by and say hello. Other than that, we'll be doing more prep next week. I don't know if my prep day is going to be Sunday or Tuesday. Don't know yet. But Sunday is probably going to be Final Fantasy VII this week, now that we're going to be done with the sprint before the campaign. So Final Fantasy VII Sunday, prep Tuesday. I said it out loud. It's got to be true. I'll probably work on the campaign music a little bit, one or both of those days. And yeah, I think that's all the babble I've got. Come say hello on Saturday if you'd like to check out the campaign. Hope you all have lovely nights. Give Rye some love for me, and I'll see you again real soon. Goodbye.